Kareem Ramadan. We from the Alliance of Virtue want to wish you greetings at this time of Iftar. Well, it's your turn now, Muslims. It was the Jews who did Passover, and I was a part of a Passover that was a virtual Seder meal with the Jewish family. And then we Christians had our Easter, and for the first time in my life, I did not preach on Easter Sunday. A little different. I sat home while people watched it online, and then I ate the Easter meal with my family. And now you're experiencing the same thing, as many of you are watching the prayers online in virtual manners, and you're experiencing the celebration at home with your family. I know it's sad in some ways, but there's some good things about it. Number one, you're modeling responsible behavior in the middle of a pandemic. We could demand our rights and say, well, it's my religious freedom, but it's our religious responsibility to protect the whole of society. The other thing that you're doing is you're putting faith the most important place it needs to be, in the home, with the people that you love, with the people that you care about. Faith needs to be a core value of our families, and this is an opportunity that we have to do that. But here's the third thing that this season gives us an opportunity to do, and that's to work together. What can we do together that none of us can do separate? And when we look at the pandemic and the things that we're going through right now, it's obvious an opportunity for those who would sow chaos and division to do horrible things. But more than that, this is a major opportunity for what we of different faiths can do together. Let's use this as an opportunity to serve together. This morning I was on the phone with the head of the World Food Program, and we were talking about how we could use Christians and Muslims, mosques and churches at the grassroots level to serve people of all faiths. Can you imagine that? What if the cure for people like Boko Haram and ISIS and other extremists? What if the cure for Christians who would persecute Muslims in places like Central Africa Republic? What if the cure was this? We're going to work together for the good of humanity to serve one another. What a story. What if God didn't cause this to happen, but has allowed this to happen to give us an opportunity to work together, to let the best of our faith rise to the top so that we can be a blessing to one another? That's my prayer. That's my desire. There's a story we have as Christians. We read the Hebrew scriptures, and it's the story of Joseph, whose brothers sold into slavery. And at the end of that story, the brothers are really afraid because Joseph's father has died. He had brought his father and the brothers out of the area of famine that they were in and gave them a place to live. And they were afraid surely now that the father was dead, Joseph would have them all killed or put them in prison. And here's what Joseph said: "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." Let's take something very evil, COVID-19, and let's turn it to something good. Let's be a blessing to one another.